Hi guys, today's tutorial we're going to change our face into a Halloween mask. First thing we're going to be doing is getting our picture as we got here with this girl, and on the right hand side here where we've got the layers, on the bottom here we've got this little one here, and it's called hue and saturation. Click on that. On the bottom here you've got that little tiny arrow pointing down. Click on that because you don't want it to affect so much with the bottom layer. You just want to do a copy of it. So in the layers section here, it's just going to affect this layer, which is taking samples from the bottom layer. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to colorize, keep the colorize, and straight away it goes to something like that. Now the saturation, we want to make it grey, like a yellow, a white, a grey. We're not going to change too much with the lightness, a little bit there, that'll do. And while we've still got it selected, go up to Image, Adjustments, and then go down to Invert. So it disappears. That's fine. We're going to zoom in, and we're just going to do her face here. I'm going to hold down the spacebar key to move the whole image around, and zoom in a little bit more. Can you get the paintbrush tool? And while we've got this hue and saturation layer, it's like a mask. We've got that click there, the black part. We're going to use the paintbrush and get a decent size, not too big, and start painting. We're going to make sure that we've got the white here, using the white. If we use the black, it'll raise it, go back to the normal again. So we want the white. Go back to the white, and we'll start drawing around her face, the grey area. This is like the grey or white face that we usually paint when we're doing a Halloween mask on someone. This is good for people who have, done a Halloween thing and they said, "Oh, I didn't get any photos of ourselves with a mask. It's all washed off now," and all that type of stuff. This is a good way of recreating that effect to show people. You can do this with your photos. So I'm just drawing around her face here, very roughly. I'm not going to go too much detail here. The lips as well, we're not going to touch. Just all the face part. Now where you got the hair here, well, she's already got white hair, so we can go over it. That's fine. Usually what I do, I go for a bigger brush and go nice and soft around those edges. So we're just about there, which is good. Just getting the effect that we want. I've gone over her lips a little bit there, but don't worry about that too much. If you want more of an effective thing, you just go back to the black, bring that back down a bit, and make it look like you've actually painted it on, so you haven't done a really good job covering your face. You can do that. I'm not going to do that this one. Okay, now around the lips here, I'm just going to zoom in. I'm just going to take that white back out of her lips, and like so, and the teeth. And with the teeth, I'm just going to go back to normal. The eyes are normal. Yep. And if you want to see what the image looks like behind, you just deselect it. Alright, that looks good enough for us. I mean, around the hair here. We're just going to go a little bit bigger. And just go around that for argument's sake. Okay. That's pretty good. That's what we want. So I'm just going to layer and flatten. Now I'm going to go back to this layer again and do another hue and saturation. Well, actually, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go straight to a new layer. Select black, real dark black. Get your paintbrush tool. Nice, this small size here. And we start painting our mask, or our face that we want. And I'm just going to go around. We're just painting the whole part of the eyes here, going around the nose there. I'm just going to fill those in with the fill tool and bring the opacity down a bit. And it's the eyes that we want to come back. So what we're going to do, we're just going to right click, click the layer with the eyeballs and get them both like this. Copy it, go back to that layer and paste. I'm just going to erase the outside of her eyelids there, just with the eraser tool. This way, instead of going through the original layer, the blackout layer, and erasing and all that, it's a lot easier this way. You get a more distinctive effect this way. So right round like that, so it's looking pretty good. Alright, so I'll go back to this layer again. I'm just going to get rid of that part just there, because it looks a bit too sharp on the edges. Because when we filled it, it went a little bit too sharp. So we'll just go around like this. And I'm just blurring the edges, basically that's all I'm doing here. Now bring the opacity back up. Now to make it look see-through, there's multiple different ways you can do it. I like to use the blending tools. You go down to soft light, hard light. Soft light's the best, and it comes out quite realistically like that. That looks pretty good. Don't want it too dark. I mean, we can change it and go to any other one whatsoever. Darken. We can go back to multiply, something like that, or even normal, and bring the opacity down. We can do that type of stuff. But when you're just doing this, the opacity, it doesn't show all the intricate details like the eyelashes and stuff like that. So we'll go back to the soft light. Yep. If we want to darken it, we just duplicate the layer. That's all we have to do. Now we've got it like this. We're going to go over her nose, because the whole idea is the skull effect. That's what this effect usually is with Halloween. Okay, I'm just colouring in here as I go. That's pretty good. And because the nose is on an angle there like that, that's good. Now around the mouth, I usually go up to something like this. Might make it sharper, so I'll just get the brush tool here and just make it so that the edges are sharp a bit like that. And this one the same. And I'll bring that up and down to the stitches. And you don't want it too much, because it's got to look like you've actually drawn it in with a paintbrush. So that looks good. Yeah. And it might do a little bit here with the cheekbone. Make it a little bit bigger. Like that. Might do the same here. Something like that. So it looks like it's actually painted on this way. I'll zoom out. So that's looking pretty good. Now if I want to make it darker, just duplicate the image, the layer, and it goes really dark like that. I might just bring it down a bit, the opacity. That looks better like that. That looks cool. Alright, we can flatten the image now. Layer, flatten image. Now, as with this tutorial, with this one, what we've got a pumpkin. So what we're going to do with the pumpkin, get the paintbrush tool, option key, copy the color, go to a new layer, and get this paintbrush tool so it's nice and sharp. And we're just going to do our little Halloween to a new layer. And we're going to get the pen tool. I'm going to point there, click on the middle, hold down the command key and bring it back like that for a bit of an angle. Go down to the next spot, click in the middle, come back out. Do the same here, but I'm not going to go right to the very end. Click here, come down, and now make it join up like that. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to go make a selection. Feather radius we want 0 because we want a nice crystal clear image, which is really good. And what I'm going to do is just going to use the paint dropper tool and just going to fill that in. And unclick like that. Now with this one, what we're going to do to blend mode, we're going to take it down to multiply. This way we can see what we're doing. Now get the pen tool again, And going to do the same thing to the other side. In the middle, the Option key, the Command T, sorry, and back out to here. Click in the middle, Command key, back to there, not all the way, click in the middle, Command key, and then click to there. Alright, now right click, make a mask, make a selection, okay, and fill that as well. Okay, now we've got to do the nose. We're just going to put the nose like this, straight up, right click, fill path with the color, that one, done, and hit enter. Oh. Now we're going to do the smiley part. Hit from there to there, click in the middle, the Command key, and down. Because we start from the right, we went to the left. So wherever you finish, you continue from there. Alright, so I'll come down to something like here, click in the middle. I'm going to go a bit further that way. I'm going to go up, and down. That's one of his teeth. I'm going to come back to here, click there, a little bit like that. Up, down, and to there. Click in there, make it like that, and click there. Right click, fill path with the color, and enter. Layer. Okay. And we're going to Image, Adjustments, and Brightness, and we're going to bring it down so it's like that because it's going to be the shadow behind. So we're going to get the Move tool and bring it down in size a little bit and adjust it so that it's on an angle. So this is going to be the shadow. Now in the original one, this one, Command key, select, reactivate the top one. And what we're going to do, we want to remove the background. So we're just going to go into Mask tool down here. Straight away we've got a mask. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to hit the Command key, select them both, and hit the G key. So it's basically grouping them together. Click that, convert to Smart Object, click it again, and rasterize the image. Now, if we want to change this and make it look more or less like this color, Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. Saturation, we're going to bring it down a tad, a little bit more. And the lightness, we might bring it up a bit. Because for her, she's a little bit more fuzzier, so we're going to blur it. We're going to go to Filter, Blur, Blur More. I might do it again. Blur, Blur More. That's looking good. So Image, Adjustments, and Color balance. We're going to try and match the color with the background one. So we want a bit more of a reddish yellow, a bit more red. Something like that. Looks good. Okay, at this stage, that's basically our Halloween girl. And that's how you do it, guys. Thanks for watching.